Hey everybody, it's Mike, aka That Reseller Guy. Today is Thursday, and the video I have for you today is a little bit different than some of the normal ones. Generally, I'm showing you my daily sales or a thrift haul or, something like that. Today we're going over some auctions that I've run over the last couple weeks. A couple weeks ago at an estate sale, I bought a big bin full of toys and action figures. I did a separate video just where I started going through that box and finding that there was lots and lots and lots of good stuff in this tote of toys. So I decided I would run them all as auctions and see how I did. If I didn't say it already, I paid $18 for this tub. So it was a really good deal. And I had only saw a few in there before I decided that I would buy it. So I knew there was a He-Man one in there. I knew there was Police Academy and some others. So I went ahead and bought it and figured I was taking a risk. But I knew that I was going to have some good value in the box by even not looking through the whole thing. So if you didn't watch that video, you want to go back. Maybe I'll link that at the end of this video. It'll be the suggested video you can go back and watch when I go through that tote. Or at least you can see what the tote looked like if you didn't watch that video. So what I'll be going over is 17 items that sold and a few that didn't. And we'll go over the total. I actually haven't added it up. I got all the totals on a sheet down here in front of me so I don't have to look over at my screen all the time. But I haven't totaled it up. So I will do that and figure out what the gross sales were for all those items. Actually, of the 17 that sold, 2 of them were not in the tote, and we'll go over those first. And the reason why I'm going to go over these 2 as well is because I picked them up like the day after I got the tote. It was in a hanging bag at a small little thrift store, and I saw that there were some vintage toys in there. So since I was doing all the auctions, I figured it was a good time to list those. The first one is this Daggett action figure from Battlestar Galactica. I think it's from like the 1980s. And I guess the big deal with the toy is that little tail that's on there is missing a lot. This figure had it. I ended up getting $14.50 plus shipping. And on all of these, they were all plus shipping. So I may not say it each time, but again, they were all plus shipping. That same bag had these 2 figures. They looked like army men, but they were bigger size. They're about 1.5 to 2 inches tall. I looked it up. They said Mattel on the bottom and found out that they were 1974 Heroes in Action toys. Never seen these before. So they had a little bit of popularity, so I went ahead and listed the 2 together. And then I ended up getting $5.50 for the pair of those. So that little bag I only paid $1.98 for, so it had some good finds out of there and still have a couple things listed out of that bag. So now let's get on to the stuff that was from that tote. 15 sales, and then I'm going to have to grab the non-sales, and I'll show you what didn't sell as well. First off, I'm going to start. I have one item that hasn't gotten paid for. The person actually has really good feedback, and they bought an expensive lot. It was a Swamp Thing. I think there was 8 or 9 different figures that had a lot of the accessories, and that auction went for $91, and it's unpaid for. So I'm not going to count that in the totals. I'm going to send him one last final invoice, give him one last chance to pay, even though it's probably been over a week now, and see if we can get that one paid for. If not, I'm going to have to rerun that auction. First up, we have some G.I. Joe figures. 7 figures. These looked like they were vintage. There was no dates on them. Actually, there were dates on them, and they were from the 80s and I think early 90s. There was about 3 or 4 more figures in the bag, or in the box, but they had all fallen apart, the legs, the arms, and everything. They were literally into all different pieces. So I included the 7 that were complete. I got $21.50. So right off the bat, that first sale paid for my tote. The next one are these little colored muscle figures. It's M-U-S-C-L-E, and it's an acronym for something. I don't remember exactly what it means. Each figure is about 1 inch to 1.5 inches tall, maybe. There are some of these that are really rare. I didn't want to look them all up, so I just laid them all out. Again, there were 42 of them. Ended up getting $43 plus shipping. So it got over $1 per figure on those. So that was another really good sale. Next one is actually the first auction that ran. It was the real Ghostbusters. It was a lot of 3 figures. There weren't any accessories, any proton packs, or anything like that that they should have. This lot of 3 figures went for $10.01. The next one was the most expensive of all of them, and this one actually ended up shipping GSP. It was a huge lot of He-Man figures. It had a couple of vehicles, or maybe just one vehicle, and it had Panther, which was Skeletor's like Battle Cat. Had a few of the accessories in there as well, so this was a really good lot. I probably could have parted this lot out and got more, but I just wanted to put it into one big lot and get rid of it that way. It went for $113. Next up is a loose figure. I actually had to get a little help identifying who this guy was, and he did have one of his accessories. It was like this little shoulder patch of armor. Now, he has a mace that he normally carries, and that mace actually is a really rare piece. That piece alone can go for 10 or 15 bucks. This Jackalman figure, who was from Thundercats, went for $6.50. Next was the cheapest of all of the ones that I listed. It was just some plastic dinosaurs. There was a few of them down on the bottom, and I looked up some of the names and stuff that I could see on the bottom of the figures, and saw that there was something called a Chinasaur. I've never heard of this one. It's just something that's made in Hong Kong. It means they're a little bit older. I don't know if they all were, so I just put all 6 of the little figures together, and yeah, I got $3.50. Next was one that really surprised me. I've never heard of this show or this cartoon, whatever it is. It's called Exo Squad. This is just like the armor or the suit that the character wears. So the guy's name was like JT Marsh, I think it was. So the action figure would like sit inside this set of I don't even know what to call it. It's like a battle suit of some sort. It looked like a sort of a plane. It looked like a robot, but it went for 27 bucks. Next, I think I might have talked about this next one in one of my videos. It was just a single little missile about maybe 2.5, 3 inches long, and I didn't know what it was. I had a little help identifying what it was, and it went to like a Hot Wheels vehicle where that was like the little missile that sat inside that you could shoot out. It had like a little dragon head on it. So I ended up selling that. I sold it as a fixed price, but it went for $4.99. Next, I had a buyer buy 2 items. The first one is a set of 2 little Micro Machine monster trucks, and that went for $5.50. And then a few Chuck Norris action figures. They were Karate Commandos is what they were called. Again, another thing I've never heard of. So it had a Chuck Norris figure, 1 other guy, and then 2 ninjas. And that went for $21.51. The next item was another one I needed a little help identifying, and I still got it wrong. Luckily, some eBay viewer sent me the correct name for the person. Now, this action figure was from the Hercules Unleashed action figure series. I don't remember what the guy's name is. It's in the pop-up here. And yeah, this one ended up selling for $8.49. The next one was my favorite of all of the action figures. It was from the movie RoboCop. This is an Ed 209 robot. They were making these. They were going to be like police robots, and they ended up going haywire and not working properly. This was a really cool action figure. It sold for $36. Got 2 more. We got Hulk Hogan. He sold for $5.50. It was the only wrestling figure in this whole batch. And the last one went for $17.50. It was a pair of 2 Police Academy figures. The one guy, his name was Snack Attack, and he can sell for $20 to $25 by himself. My auction went for $17.50. So had I sold them singly, again, I might have got a little more, but I was fine just putting them together and letting them go for whatever they went at. All right, let me add these up real quick and let me see what the grand total is for these 15 sales. Okay, I've got it all totaled up. Here's my cheat sheet. Got the total down here. $324 in sales from those items. Now, if I were to add that $91, and we'd be over $400 for that box. Again, I'm going to give them another chance to pay. If not, I'm going to rerun that auction, and then you'll just find out about what it sold out later. So, fantastic box of toys. One of the best box of toys I've ever found at a estate sale, garage sale, or any of that type of stuff. Great, fun, vintage stuff. And actually, I learned a lot by listing all these auctions. So that was another big bonus. Now, the stuff that didn't sell, I did have a few items. If you look at here, that's Beetlejuice on this spider. I listed that at auction. I think I started the auction at like $3. And this is actually just an accessory onto one of the Beetlejuice figures. But I figured it would sell. I'll still relist it as a fixed price. And yeah, we'll see if it sells eventually. It's kind of weird. Next, I had this big batch of these colored dinosaurs. Green, red, I guess that's colored red, and yellow dinosaurs. Dropped one. That auction did not sell either. I think I started at $5. Again, I'll relist these all at fixed price and see if they sell eventually. Also, there was a lot of 3 of these little cars, and these looked like little Chevy S10 little 4x4s. There was 3 of the same one, and it looked like the sell-through on these was pretty good, but I didn't get a bid on my lot of 3. The last one I listed, which I'm actually really surprised got no bids, is Z-Bots. There was 3 vehicles, a bunch of little figures, and it got no bids. So kind of surprising. Z-Bots aren't real expensive, but I still expected this lot to go for, you know, 10 to 15 bucks. Again, I'll relist it in my store and hopefully it will eventually sell. Now from that box, I actually still do have some other stuff that I didn't list. I still have a lot of kind of some other assorted figures that have a little bit of value, but not a whole lot. There's a Tin Man, there's a Wolverine, there's somebody from Ninja Turtles. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. Again, there's only a few of them. None of these by themselves are worth a whole lot, but still have a few bucks in value here. And this one here, actually, I am going to run an auction for. I just took the pictures today. This is just the other assorted accessories that were in that box that I couldn't pair with any of the other figures. So you got weapons, you got guns, you got backpacks, you got a bunch of other stuff. So again, we'll see if that sells for anything at auction too. So yeah, that was it. That ended up being a fantastic toy bin that I found at that estate sale. And if you didn't hear me say it when I picked that up, there was another smaller bin that I didn't get, that I didn't really look through too closely because the room was really full at the time. So I'm kind of kicking myself for not going back and checking out that tote as well. But either way, fantastic pickup, fantastic sales, and I don't think any viewers bought anything, but if you did, thank you. And that's it for today. So thanks everybody for watching. If you're new, you like content like this, eBay, Amazon, thrifting, all that kind of stuff, please hit that subscribe button, down below, and help supporting the channel. And I always appreciate your comments and especially the thumbs up. So thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.